Hey guys, good evening, good morning, and thanks for joining. So we'll discuss about GRC. So GRC side, most of the cases we can expect compliances oriented. So there are two ways we can expect these entire questions. One is dedicated GRC vacancy, and even you are applying for endpoint side, network side, cyber side, cloud side, application security side. Nowadays they are expecting, do you aware of the compliances or not? So what are business they are doing? According to that one, they are giving one or two compliances. So example, most of the cases healthcare based industries like HIPAA, ISO 27001 and GDPR, PCI DSS. These questions regularly we are expecting. And if are going to dedicated to GRC vacancy, that time, okay, so you should be aware of the 3 or 4 minimum. Okay. So for example, whatever I received from the Accenture, let's go and see here. So they need a IT security consultant, part of the GRC vacancy. But when you're discussing about here, so they said IT security roles. So here key role is part of the GSP they given, GCP, sorry, Google Cloudform architecture part. When I'm opening the job description, it is showing something else. So there are so many roles are available in this one. So practice software and platform, that is one of the role. Industry consulting, that is one of the role. Capability network, so IT security and governance, and analyst consultant. There are so many roles are available, not one role. Multiple roles are available, part of the GRC. So as I said, you no need to be expert in the each and every. Okay, so all the governance and risk compliance is oriented. If you know about 3 or 4, that is more than sufficient to crack any GRC vacancy. So here, whatever role they are looking for, the software and platform industry. So that is the role mainly they are into client basically. 1 to 6 years of experience into the overall cyber security. And out of that one, they are looking for the risk and regulatory technology. Okay. So nothing but they need risk management. Okay. So, and also what are regulatory is nothing but here. So whatever technological oriented risk. So what are business they are doing? Nothing but technical compliance oriented. And also additionally, so they should have the experience into implementing of the cybersecurity framework like NIST CSF. NIST CSF is nothing but NIST cybersecurity framework. Whatever we discussed about protect, detect, identify, recovery, and report. That is also called as NIST CSF. And COVID already we discussed. And regulatory compliances, cybersecurity risk management, and OSFI technology. Example they given. Nothing but risk management framework. Third party risk management guidelines. Third party risk management guidelines meaning here, whenever we are purchasing any software tool, so what will the what will the condition should be there for our Accenture to the respective vendor? In the similar way, whatever third party licenses we are using, either open source and commercial, so how we can do the risk assessment? Okay, so with vendors, with the distributors, with the third party tools, whatever we are purchasing, how we can do take care of the risk management, how we are onboarding. So that is mean by third party risk management, TPS. And additionally, they given there are so many other compliances like PCI DSS, NAST 800-53, security and privacy controls under the risk management framework, CIS hardening benchmark, CIS, and also ISO 27001, NAST, COVID framework, SOX compliance, GLBA. GLBA also one of the complaints belongs to payment institutions. And SASC AE16 or SOC 2 both are belongs to the confidentiality, integrity, privacy, and security controls. Both are same. So these are all the couple of controls they asked. So this is the role is about. Okay. So then if you know about, as I said, you don't need to be expert in all these, whatever they mentioned. If you know about risk management framework, whatever we discussed part of the NAST, And also, if you know about 3 or 4 complaints, that is more than sufficient to crack the interview. So by the by, so here they mentioned experience is 8 to 13 years experience. Okay, you can see here. No, no, not this one. They mentioned here, I think 5 to, what is the experience here? 5 to 10 years. But this one, it will go to package up to very high level. Even they can give up to approximate 45 to 50 lakhs also for that vacancy. Okay, so that is dedicated complaints oriented. I cannot give here, okay, which complaints we have to give, but very, very important one is ISO 27001, PCA DSS, HIPAA, SOX. Next one is NAST, COVID, and also GDPR. So these are the couple of compliances you are aware of, then that's fine. So whatever role we discussed here, GRC combination with risk management framework. So there is nothing but it's a GRC. And we have one more different types of the role. So that is belongs to internal auditor. Third role is belongs to external auditor. Internal auditor meaning within the product development company, if you are taking care of the any auditing, so then that is called as internal audit. By coordinate, that is based on the different types of compliances once again, based on the compliances point of view. Whatever, and also business point of view. What is the business they are trying to do? External auditor, they will not take care of the internal audit. Mainly these are all from the external customer client oriented auditing they will do. These people has a lot of respect. So because they will go and they everything is in their hands. Okay, so these people will ask bribe also, sorry to say. Example KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, EY, NCC Corporation, and also now what is the consulting and service based companies are there? Those companies also recruiting GRC vacancy. So nothing but all multinational companies. So they will also do external audit. So that is about auditing based. Next one. So under here, application security assessment. Application security assessment role meaning here, whatever SDLC life cycle we discussed. So all those SDLC, SSDLC life cycle oriented. So we have to validate all those parameters. Starting with the threat modeling, using the spoofing, tampering, reputation, information disclosure, denial of service, elevation of privilege. In the similar way, in the CI/CD pipeline, running the SAST or SCA scans and also TPS scan. In the same development level, so third-party software scans. In the testing level, analyzing the pen test reports also. That is part of the application security assessment. Not only that one, couple of other compliances like validating the input validation, strong password policies we are using or not, complex password policies, all those verifications we have to do under the application security assessment. So next one is cloud security assessment. So there are two things here. So whenever we are migrating from on-premise to cloud, that is one of the scenario. We have to validate cloud security assessment. Second one is dedicatedly cloud. So nothing but I'm going to start up one of the new startup company and all of my application wants to deploy in the cloud itself. So then I have to validate whatever we discussed under the AWS parameters and also whatever we discussed under the Cloud Security Alliance 17 controls. I have shown you Cloud Security Alliance. Under that one, you have 17 controls. All those 17 controls we have to validate. 17 controls provided by CSA, Cloud Security Alliance. Give me 1 second. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Sorry, guys. So 17 controls provided by Cloud Security Alliance. Those controls we have to validate. And as I said, please compare these controls with whatever they are looking for dedicated to either Azure or AWS or GCP. Okay. If you are know about generic one, that is more than sufficient. But as I said, so client or customer, if they are looking for the AWS cloud security assessment, then we have to validate AWS native services or default services or bring your own license. In the similar way, Azure oriented, and also in the similar way, GCP oriented, and so on. So that is called cloud security assessment. So this one already we discussed. It is a application security assessment already we have seen, SSDLC lifecycle oriented. So these interview questions also, it's a part of the our GRC vacancy only, because we are doing auditing part. Okay. So all those is also part of the GRC vacancy only, because whatever implementations they have done, we are going to validate whether those controls are available or not. So that's why these things will fall under the cloud security or application security. These vacancies will fall under the GRC vacancy only. Okay. So next one is risk management framework, risk analysis, and RMF analysis, risk management framework analysis. Dedicatedly for this one also we have vacancies. So all the banks and all the healthcare industries, all these public sector, government sector, those companies in the endpoint and network and assets and database, all those oriented we have to evaluate. So that is dedicated risk assessment side. Okay. And finally, we have one more vacancy part of the BCP and DR, business continuity planning and disaster recovery. For this one, I can upload one of the document under the information security as per PwC. So we have to validate 19 controls. Those 19 controls we have to go and we have to see dedicated to BCP. If you are validating that 19 controls, yes or no, that is sufficient. On the BCP side, business continuity planning and disaster recovery. So this one already, NAST or ISO 27001. Okay. Or ISAC or European Council and so on. So that is about GRC oriented. So as I said, either you want to go for dedicated GRC vacancy, or maybe even you are applying for the endpoint or network or cyber or cloud or application side also, we can expect. As I said, at least you should be aware of the 3 compliances properly out of all these. Obviously, you must know about ISO 27001. Why? Because most of the questions you can expect from here only. Next one, as per my opinion, GDPR. And also you can go with the PCI DSS. These 3, and HIPAA also I'm giving one more, 4. Okay. So that is about GRC. As I said, the different types of roles also we can apply for the GRC side. Okay. So that's all about GRC. Next one, I'm going with the SIEM tool. So here, whatever we I cannot say this one is important, this is not important. I cannot say that one. Why? Because whatever we discussed. So what is mean by cyber security? What is mean by retention policy? What is aggregation? What is parsing? What is what is indexing, querying, filtering, and so SIM tool architecture diagram. So these are all the regular questions we can expect. Out of all these, regularly whatever we are receiving from the different types of interviewers, so explain about SIEM tool architecture. So here, in case they are expecting about generic one you can say. Otherwise, whatever, so SIEM tool point of you are keeping in the resume, that one you can explain. So next one here, difference between aggregation and parsing. No. Difference between normalization and parsing. Okay, so this is one of the question we can see regularly. So here you know about SMTLO architecture. So it contains the event collector or log collector, log manager, log processor, and finally ESM, enterprise security manager. Log collector to collect the logs from the different types of log sources or data sources. After that collecting the logs, then it will complete aggregation, parsing, and normalization. Those logs it will send it to the log manager and log processor. Then it will complete indexing, filtering, and querying. And based on the backend correlation rule engine, it has a part of the log processor. Then whenever any abnormal or malicious or suspicious activity is doing by the internal employee or external attacker, based on the correlation rules, alerts will be triggered. In generic, log collector, log manager, and finally ESM or SIM console. So what is difference between normalization and aggregation? Bigger log, if you want to convert raw log into our individual parsing of the logs, like a normalized log, or rescaling of the log, because every raw log contains the event timestamp, and also when the incident it's happened, victim IP, attacker IP, username, computer name, host name, file size, file category, file path, all those, payload, everything. That one, if you're converting into our user friendly and also understandable format, that is called as a rescaling. That rescaling is called as normalization. Then parsing what? So different types of logs, whatever it is collecting from the log data source and log sources, then it will come to our SIM tool as a readable format. So that is called as a parsing. So here one more question we can expect. Do you know how to develop the parsers? In case if they are expecting this one, you can say directly no, I am not developing the parsers. This one will be taken care by respective vendor. Whenever any logs are not parsing, not able to see all the fields in the alert notification, I will take the raw log and I will raise a case with the vendor, and vendor can develop the parsers on behalf of us. So that is, do you know how to develop the parsers? And next one is regularly we can expect. Do you know how to create correlation rule? So this is as we discussed. Okay, take only one and explain only that one for each and every interview, whatever you like. So we have more than I think 15 to 20. Logarithm side itself we have 32, and IBM curator side 4, I think 4 or 5. Exabeam side I think around 5 or 4. So so either of the one you can take, only one you can explain for the every interview. Okay, but when you're explaining about this one, you can say I don't have the access, but yes, I know what is the backend process. So this is the way how I can go and I can create the correlation rule. So next one, what is the recent incident investigation you have done? Or what is the critical incident investigation done? Or what is the most challenging incident investigation you have done? This is the compulsory interview question for each and every interview, irrespective of the, so whatever cyber security SOC operation or endpoint or network side you are applying. It's a compulsory entry question. As we discussed under the EDR itself, always you have to explain about true positive scenario. Something getting compromised. How can you take care of our investigation? Okay. So that is what normally we have to explain. So whenever any critical incident investigation you are doing. For example, when about ransomware attack investigation and what is the ransomware attack name if they are expecting, don't say WannaCry, Paytm, Maze, so on. Whatever recent ransomware attack will be there news, you can explain about that one. Whereas, so if I'm explaining about okay 3 years or 4 years or 2 years or 1 year back ransomware attack name, they will say like already for this one signature is available. How the system is getting compromised. So that is the reason. So you should be aware of the recent ransomware attack name also. For example, maybe Akira or Blacksmith or maybe Lockbit 3.0 in such a way. So next one. Definitions wise, yeah, threat hunting. Do you know threat hunting? See, threat hunting basically we have to do based on the two parameters. Oh, one parameter is based on the automatic, manual, or hypothesis-based or assumption analysis side. What is mean by this one? For example, you can provide the one or two use cases also when you're explaining about threat hunting. Most of its vulnerabilities or incidents will come via based on the logic or condition or so based on the our algorithm whatever we defined. So that is the way how the alerts will be triggered. So now here that threat, whatever condition are based on the logic or based on the Boolean algebra function, it is not sufficient. We have to hunt the threats proactively. Threat hunting is depending on the several parameters once again, UBA, SOAR, and also regular vulnerability scans, risk management, and also based on the crown jewel analysis anyway, it's a legacy, forget about that one. So based on these parameters, we can go and we can take the threat hunting. Additionally, in the tool, if you want to do threat hunting, so obviously we have to take care of the automated manual analysis. For that one, instead of the conditional logic, we can go and we can verify. For example, I want to see VPN impossible traversal attack. Then I can go to the IBM Curator or Splunk or Exabeam or Sentinel. Then I can filter out based on the 24 hours VPN authentication login failures are coming from the so either public or IP or private IP. So once again, private IP addresses whatever VPN authentication failures are coming, I can ignore that one because this is the activity is doing by our internal user. So whatever public IPs VPN authentication failures are coming, so then I can filter that one. So after that, I can go and I can re-verify whether all these alerts are triggered via based on the condition or rule or policy or correlation rules, whatever we created. For example, second scenario. So in case brute force category of the attack, I want to see past 1 week, whatever alerts are triggered under the okay, so authentication failure attempts. I can go and I can do the respective SIEM tool. Always better you can say in generic one. Don't go with the okay, so I will go to IBM Curator or I will go to Splunk. Say about in generic one. I will go to SIEM tool. I'll go to SIEM tool. So then I can go and I can filter. Okay, so last one week, authentication login failure attempts or multiple authentication login failure attempts from the same source IP or same source user based on the event ID equals to 4625. So then I can export all those logs. Then I can do the manual analysis. So I can segregate all these private IPs and public IPs hunting part, and also additionally, whatever private IPs alerts are triggered, all those alerts it has come via based on the conditional rule for past 1 week alerts. Additionally, whatever public IPs alerts are triggered, so whether it is a false positive and true positive, I'll compare with the whatever alerts are triggered for past 1 week. So this is the way threat hunting I'm taking care of manual analysis based on the assumption and based on the hypothesis. Now I given two example. One example I given VPN authentication login failure attempts from the last 24 hours. Second threat hunting I have done for the last 1 week of VPN authentication login failure attempts. So this is what you have to explain. And additionally, threat hunting is depending on UBA, SOAR, risk management framework, CS hardening benchmark, regular patch updates, vulnerability assessment, vulnerability scans. So these things also we are taking in my organization as a threat hunting side. That is what you have to give the answer. And coming back, threat intelligence feeds. So threat intelligence feeds are like a regular news or updates are getting from the different types of vendors, from the different types of blogs or different types of websites or different types of tools. For example, OSINT, IBM Exports, and also other tools like a Mandiant. So then we are using JDK, not JDK, SDK, sorry, SDK. And also we are using a couple of open source website tools as well. And we are getting the malicious IPs, malicious domains, malicious hash value, malicious URL link. Proactively, we are blocking all those things in our organization side. Even threat feeds integration also, it is a subset of threat hunting. I forgot to say that one previously. Okay, so that is what we are utilizing threat feeds or news or blogs or websites information proactively in my organization. So third one is SOAR. Right now they are expecting for almost all the interviews. I mean L3 level especially. So what do you know about SOAR and which SOAR you are worked on? Whenever they will ask about SOAR, so security orchestration and automated response, whatever logs, you can say example IBM resilient. If you know the answer or if you don't know the answer, you can say this one. So do you know what is TFI? So does TAF, threat intelligence feeds. Next one. Do you know about
Karthik,
OBA? Yeah, please.
so in threat intelligence feeds, who's gonna integrate those signatures into our database?
Who is going to? Signatures
Integrate
can
the,
be updated by vendor itself. Vendor
okay.
can provide those updates to us and we can
Hmm.
block in our tool.
So basically, the first time what we get is a feeds, and it will take some time to ingest those feeds, right? I mean
Yeah, it will
signatures.
take maximum 1 hour, 1 hour, maybe even half day also will get the updates.
So we
Yes.
don't need to do anything manually.
No, no, no. There is no need to do anything manually.
These will
Because
be automatically updated by the vendor so that we can start using them also. So,
exactly, correct. So
okay.
example, Mandiant. You can say these tools we are using in my organization for the threat intelligence side. Because nobody knows about, so what is the couple of tools are available for the threat intelligence feed side, Mandiant and also SDK, and I can upload couple of other threat intelligence feeds here. So Mandiant is one of the very popular one. Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and CrowdStrike. OSINT. Yeah, these are all. Yeah, we no need to do anything manual way. Vendor itself, so even though it's a new attack, so within the okay off day or because their job is completely to do the analysis. So to take care of the providing the hash value update as signature or domain or URL link or maybe IP address also. So regularly we'll get those things and proactively you can take care of the sufficient controls. Zero day, yes, I will agree with you. Zero day attack time, it will take some time. Zero day attack wise, it will take some time. But those things, whenever any zero day attack, it will be there. Then we have to take care of the temporary fix and permanent fix. Okay. The temporary fix and permanent fix, wherever it is possible, we have to take care of the blocking of the IPs, blocking of the non-business domains, and also allowing of only private IP traffic within the trust zone of our network architecture, LAN segmentation. So this is the way temporary fix we can go and we can reduce our risk belongs to the organization point of view whenever any zero day attack will be there in the news. Those scenarios, yes. So it will take 1 or 2 days or 3 days also to get the signature or patch. Okay. And whenever these things will be there, threat intelligence feeds news to us. Is there any business impact? Is there any risk is involved or organization you have to verify? For example, maybe today one of the outdated library package, okay, it is there in the news. Whether that library package we are utilizing in our organization or not, we have to verify. That is one of the scenario. Second scenario, one of the new ransomware category of the attack, it is happening. So what news it is there? First of all, that signature is available. How it will penetrate our organization side, how it will enter, although sufficient controls are available or not. So these vendors also, by the way, do you know what? So it will take some time to create the signature from the vendor side also, because they have to go and they have to see how the attacker will do hacking, how he will do exploitation and enumeration, then how he will enter into the organization side. So these people, they will provide the all the signature once they are identifying the pattern, behavior, and also attack. Okay.
One question. So basically, when we have a new kind of attack in news,
Mm,
so even though, I mean, like a vulnerability,
mm,
if that particular vulnerability related to a particular software like Java, so
mm,
but we are not using that kind of what do you say software.
mm.
So in that case also, will the vendor will integrate this signature into our tool?
No, no, no. Integration. Okay. Okay. Integration not required. In that sense, not required. Why? Because we are not using that Java in our organization side. First of all,
Mm.
whatever we know, we have to go and we have to do integration cannot be done by vendor. Vendor will provide only signature. Okay.
Okay.
They will update the signature from their side. These
Mhm.
things threatens the feeds. Okay. I will give scenario here. IP address,
Okay.
domain name, hash value.
Okay, this will be done from the implementation part.
We have to do from our side manually. Vendor will not do that one from the tool side. We have to do our
Okay.
side because maybe we are using SOFO CDR. SOFO
Mm,
CDR
mm.
is not providing. We have to do manual way from our side.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So next
And
one is
one more question, we have a diamond analysis, right? Where do we use that?
diamond analysis. It's a combination of how the attacker trying to, it's part of the cyber killing process. So
Okay,
how the
he will
attacker will do
see.
hacking? Yeah. So it is not like a preventive mechanism or a defensive mechanism. It's a part of the our offensive mechanism. So how the attacker is entering into the organization side, those things can be done part of our the cyber killing process along with the diamond analysis.
Okay. Sorry
That
to
is
cut you, but
that is outdated one basically. So currently
okay.
we are using the cyber killing process.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah. So latest one is cyber killing process. Most of the cases we can say that diamond instead of the diamond analysis, we can use this one only. So diamond
Oh,
analysis basically what it will provide the adversary. There are four here. Diamond meaning here four. One is
mm.
adversary, how the attacker will do hacking. Second one is infrastructure, whether it is a physical infrastructure or cloud-based infrastructure. Third one is capability. Do you have the tools are available, techniques are available, procedures are available from the attacker, how he is entering into the organization site, and also target. What is the recon or selection of the target attacker will do? So those four, uh, what to say, four,
Areas it will cover
yeah,
basically.
four areas it will cover. Yes, one is adversary, second one is infrastructure, third one is capability, and fourth one is target.
Okay.
That is called diamond. So diamond, how
Huh.
many? Okay, so overall, how?
Rhombus, actually, we can
Yeah,
say it.
that's correct. Yeah, it looks like in that way, right? These four it will cover. These four areas it will cover.
And one last question. What are the threat hunting types we have? We have two, right? One is proactive and reactive methods.
Yeah, proactive meaning here whatever. So reactive we should not worry about. Reactive meaning here once the alert is coming and we are going and we are doing the hunting part. That may be false
Okay.
positive. That may be true positive. That is called reactive.
Mm.
So what is a threat hunting proactive way meaning here? So we will not worry about whether alert is triggered or not. We are going and we are doing the analysis completely manually on the daily basis.
So it's like research and development part which they
Yes,
do.
correct. Yeah, everything like a pre we are doing. When you say pre here,
Mm.
I don't worry about the alert whatever I received. So I can go and I
Okay.
can do the analysis. So based on the assumption whatever I am trying to do, according to whatever attacks we are receiving.
This
Okay.
will be more of a threat hunter designation, and also it would be like a what do you say level 3 implementation part, right?
Level 3 analysis basically part of the reverse engineering.
But will he ask us? I mean, if at all you are putting as L1 or L2,
Mm.
the
No, they
you
will
are
ask
applying.
like, yeah, they will ask like, do you have threat hunting? Do you know threat hunting? How can you do threat hunting? That is the way they will expect.
So we can just say that filtering of the queries based
Yes, that is,
on
yeah,
our
that's fine.
assumption.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. And do you know about all these, by the way, whatever we are discussing, all these are L3 level. Up to here, correlation rule creation, developmenting of the parsers, and even taking care of the overall instant response. So once again, I'm repeating. So most of the people are still they are getting the confusion. What is mean by IR? IR means instant response. It's a part of the L2. So nothing but as per the ITIL process, whatever we discussed, containment, eradication, recovery, lessons learned, post-mortem report, everything can be taken care of by L2 on the theoretical note. But when you are working on a practical way for any multinational company and you are supporting for the customer or client, not even you will take care of all these things. Compulsory with the customer coordination, collaboration, help and support, then only will complete. Okay, so instant response. That one nowadays they are taking for L3 basically. But even in normal general meaning of the instant response means once the instant is become as a true positive, how you will take the appropriate actions as a part of the ITIL process or NAST framework. So nothing but here. So we should be aware of the network isolation part of the containment, eradication or mitigation, recovery and lessons learned. Nothing but you have to explain true positive. That is basically L3 level, but even they are expecting L2.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
there are duplicates of events we are seeing in alerts.
Hmm.
Uh, how to do it as a single one, sir, the duplicates.
So that one just we can remove based on the filter wise. So that is that process we can call coalescing. So coalescing meaning here, whatever duplicates it is coming more than one, that uh, we can delete from using the coalescing option under the administrator tab. That implementation team will
By
take care.
by default, it will be there, or we need to configure
No, we
after.
have to. There are two ways. One is by default, all the SIM tool vendors will support because licensing is depending on the GB per day. That's what I said. So that is
Mm,
by
mm.
default, it will enable. In case still you are seeing about a lot of duplicates, Then we have to go and we have to change the couple of settings under the administrator side. By default, yes, it will be enabled.
That process, in which step it will be done, sir? Uh, in
That
the
that will be part of the aggregation itself
oh,
under the log processing side, log
oh.
collection side, not log processing side, log collection.
But GB per day
Filtering
will
only
be
unique data.
Yeah,
but
unique
GB per
data. Yes, filtering is nothing, only unique data. Yes.
but GB per day will be calculated in the manager log manager itself, right?
No, GB per day it will calculate by default once the logs are hitting events per second to our aggregation side.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Yeah.
So temporarily we can do unique filtering, right? If at all that is still not stopping
Yeah,
until
still
and
it is
unless.
not stopping. That is a fine tuning part. Yes. We can delete those logs from the filtering side. Yeah. Next one is UBA. So this UBA, user entity behavior analytics, and couple of people they will call it as UBA, UBA also, user behavioral analytics. In the IBM Curator side, they will call it only UBA. Remaining all other vendor, they will call it as a combination of the UBA plus EBA, user plus entity plus behavior analytics, based on the user actions and activity, and based on the our entity or asset related activity. So it is completely based on the machine learning and artificial intelligence capability. And so whenever any new activity is doing by the either entity, when I say entity, don't think like only one of the end user system. It is a part of the asset or server or database or application or anything. All those things we can call it as a our UBA. Nothing but sir asset or entity side. So based on these activities, now so once the whenever any first time activity is doing by the user or maybe entity, irrespective of the whether it is legitimate or illegitimate, it will be triggered by the alert. But next time, once again, it is acting by the same application. Now our SIM tool OBA concept, it can go and it can validate. In the past, what exactly cyber security analyst people they have done? They classified the incident as a false positive or true positive. If it's a false positive, then alert will not be triggered once again. Duplication will not happen. So if it is true positive, whatever actions we are doing, according to that one, it will respond back the alert. So that is called UBA concept here. So why and when this particular feature really helpful for us? So basically, whenever new category of the attacks are happening, so that time new category of the attacks are happening, it's a new attack and does not have the any signature, alert will be triggered. Those times we can go and we can do the analysis. So that's why this WOBA is important. So based on the these WOBA concepts, alerts will be triggered, especially user-oriented alerts, entity-oriented alerts, not like malware category, user has accessed. Most of the cases we can see authentication failure login attempts, VPN authentication failure login attempts. And also
UBA
we
will also be part of SIM tool or what?
additional licensing option, part of the
Acha,
SIM, yeah.
okay, okay.
We have to purchase the addition, all
It's
these are
like a
additional licensing. Yeah.
monitoring purpose only, but it will also give us alerts or generate logs.
It will not generate the logs, only it will give the alerts.
Acha, okay, fine. So logs we have to verify in the respective devices,
In
networking
the
devices.
log
Okay.
activity tab only. That is common. That wherever we logs
Mm.
or data lake it is there, there we have to verify. That is common. It will not change. But only backend detection method is different. So
So if
detection wise
suppose
only.
somebody is using,
Mm,
sorry to cut you. If somebody is using a keylogger software,
mm,
I think they could be easily identified with the help of UBA.
yes. Once the keyloggers they are using part of the either internal employee or maybe external attacker, they are sending by a phishing email or maybe through any drive-by downloads from the Trojan website. Yes, WOBA can identify. Yeah.
Mm.
So next one is SOAR. This is now trending topic right now in the market along with these three. So SOAR, whenever they will ask like So which tool you are working on? You can say IBM QRadar along with IBM Resilient. Even though you did not see, just you can say it's L3 level once again. So on the Exabeam side, instant responder. On Splunk side, we can call it Phantom. And very, very popular one, it is a Cortex from Palo Alto. So these are Elinvolt side also, we have one more XOR. So these are the couple of, sorry, Palo Alto side XOR, sorry. So these are the couple of tools are available. Now, what is this SOAR basically? Whatever logs are coming from SIEM tool, we have to feed into the our SOAR capability. So to either resilient or phantom or maybe our instant responder or maybe some other third party tool as well. Now, so we have to do the automation. What is the automation we have to do? So whenever any alerts will be triggered, instead of the going and blocking of the IP address or domain or MAC address or URL link or hash value, so for that one, we have to go and we have to block in the EDR or firewall or proxy or other tools. Or otherwise, you are maybe L1 or L2. You have to raise a separate case with the respect to L2 or L3 team. So this is the way how the current process normally, if SIEM tool you are using. Now, if I need SOAR capability, so blocking of the IP address, blocking of the MAC address, blocking of the hash value, blocking of the URL link, everything itself we can do under the SOAR tool itself. That replication now, because of the automation, what will happen? For example, one of the .dll file or .exe file, it has come via phishing email malware attachment. That alert is triggered under the SOAR tool. Once that alert is triggered, you validated it's a completely malicious content is existing and overall analysis you have done. You have done the containment, eradication, mitigation, everything. But in future, you should not repeat it once again. For that one, what will you do? You have to block. You have to block hash value. Correct. You have to block hash value or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. We have to block the hash value. Now, if you want to block the hash value of the .dll or .exe, then we have to go to the EDR tool. So now there is no need to go to the EDR tool. Where we can block that hash value, we can block under the whatever SOAR we are
Storage.
using. Yeah. Now, once you are blocking that, okay, so hash value, so replication automatically it will go to backend EDR tool also. So that is the way we are planning as security orchestration and automated response also we are taking. Security planning. So this replication is going to our backend EDR tools or XDR tools. Example as a malware. Right now I took example malware. And additionally, it will block in our SOAR tool also. So that is called SOAR capability. So in future, as I said, in case SOAR has a processing capability and also aggregation capability, collection capability, we no need to use SIEM tool. That is the reason CrowdStrike came with the one of the new SIEM tool. And also already Palo Alto, XOR. They are not using anywhere no SOAR concept. Everything they are using via these two, CrowdStrike and also Palo Alto. So these tool, okay, they don't any SIEM tool. Everything they are using, they are completing via SOAR itself. So this is the way how the, so nowadays trend is changing now. Going forward, as I said, this one already theoretical part also. CrowdStrike, I have seen news, I think only 1 week back or 2 weeks back. So now going forward, in case log analysis, log processing is doing by the SOAR tool itself, there is no need of additional SIEM and additional expenses. Everything can be taken by SOAR itself. Is it clear or not?
So the backend, it will store this particular, blockage also,
Yeah, blockage also.
so that it will render in the other devices.
Yeah, it will render or it will replicate to other devices. Yes. So that is SOAR. And if someone will ask which SOAR tool you worked on, you can say IBM Resilient. Why? Because most of the people did not work on this one. Otherwise, with the smartness, you can say Exabeam Instant Responder. Nobody knows about this one. So by the by, do you know what? I want to say one more thing. If you are using IBM or Splunk or Sentinel or Micro Focus or HP ArcSight, do you think that only dedicated these tool vendors only we can go and we can purchase the SOAR tool?
No, no, anything which is compatible with me.
Exactly. So now, even though I'm using for my one project, IBM QRadar I'm using, Splunk I am using one project, Sentinel one I am using one project, Micro Focus or HP ArcSight I am using one focus. I can purchase Exabeam Instant Responder also, vice versa. So this one I can feed it from IBM QRadar with the syslog port number 514. I can feed into Exabeam Responder. So in between, so our SIEM tool to any SOAR capability, port number 514 we will use. Splunk to Exabeam Responder once again. So this is also possible. So even this is applicable to Phantom also I can purchase. I can purchase even Palo Alto. I can purchase even, okay, so IBM Resilient. This is the way we can utilize. So even SIM tool we are using one, and SOAR also we can use another one. That's fine. So based on the compatibility. So that is possible.
Do you have any images of this SOAR dashboards or something?
I worked on IBM Resilient and also Exabeam, but I don't have the. Let me verify, and in case it is available with me, everything is available, all the documents, but unfortunately the hard drive is there in Bangalore. Okay, let me try, Priyanka. In case dashboard is available, I can update in the here itself under the SIM tool.
Okay.
Okay, so these three, even though you are L1, they are expecting, and whatever just now, right now, TCS is recruiting lot of SOAR people, L3 level. Too much of the recruitment is going on the TCS L3 level SOAR. Almost so many people are receiving the call. So any SOAR tool, if you know that they are recruiting right now. Okay, next question. In the generic point of view, yeah. So data sources. How many data sources are there, and how many data sources are integrated to SIM tool? You can say 80 or 100. So in case if they'll say 80, why only 80? So do you think, do you mean that all the employees in your organization only 80? Not like that. All endpoints I consider as a one data source. Remaining all servers, database, applications, and everything. So that is what you have to give. Is it clear? All endpoints I'm considering only one. That is the reason I said I answer as 88 or 80 or whatever.
Or else we can say it's like 5,000 or
Yeah, that
10,000
is also
based on.
fine. Yes, yes. Next one, EPS count. This one also interior question. So you can say less than 15,000. EPS count. Okay, so EPS count, you can say either 6,000 or 8,000 or 12,000 or 10,000 or 15,000. And a lot of people are getting confusion on the team structure or team hierarchy. Both are same. How many members are there in the team and how many instances you are receiving? Team structure or team hierarchy, both are same. So as I said, in case it's a 15,000 EPS count, you can say 19 members. In case 12,000, you can say 13 members. You have to calculate in your mind everything. It is spontaneous. Otherwise, you can prepare this one also, interview question. Recently, one of the candidate is attended the interview. He got too much of the confusion. at the time of the team hierarchy. So he's mentioning 19 members, he mentioned, that's fine. L1 is 4 members, he mentioned. L2 he mentioned 3 members. L3 he mentioned 2 members. And 3 shifts, 1 SOC manager. And here how many shifts here? 3 shifts. And once again 3 shifts. So here how much it will count now? L1 is 4. Each and every shift is 4. 4 into 3.
12,
12. Next one 3 into
9,
9. Next one
6.
6 and 1 SOC manager. 12 plus 9 21. 21 plus 6 27. 27 plus 1 28. Whatever he said, whether it is matching,
Mhm.
then how the
Mhm.
interviewer even is working as a 4 years or 5 years. So it doesn't know about how many team members are there in his team. So he stretched on that particular question almost 5 minutes. So don't you know about your team members itself in our team? So he thought like maybe he's a fake. Finally, he did not. I think he shortlisted for second round. That's okay, but you should be thorough in this count as well with the spontaneous. You have to calculate in your brain. Otherwise, you can remember EPS count for this much, and this is the members. L1 is this many members, L2 is this many members, L3 is this many members. Okay. Don't do these basic mistakes. And EPS count, as I said, okay, so that next one is which frameworks you are following. So you can say we are following NAST framework, we are following ITIL framework, we are following cyber collision process, we are following MITRE or MITRE framework, WASP top 10 CS Ordnic benchmark, COBIT framework, couple of other frameworks also we are following. So those are all the frameworks point of view. Next one is what is meant by incident lifecycle management. So incident lifecycle management, that entire process with the, as I said, forget about NAST case. So you can always go with the ITL, that's fine. You can always at the time of the interview. So in my organization, we are using ITL process.
And
Okay.
what is we do have one more thing, right? Like log integration correlations and all we do.
Yeah,
I
that
think
one
it's a
I'm,
sim life cycle.
yeah, SIM life cycle, that is starting with the collection, aggregate, sorry, processing.
Normalization.
Yeah, that all those three. In the log collection side, 3 will come: aggregation, parsing, normalization. That is data collection. Under the processing side, querying, indexing, filtering. So next one, correlation rule creation, alert trigger and reporting. All these, that is SIM life cycle management.
Okay.
Okay. Next one. Oh, very important one. I forgot. Thanks for remembering me. Log integration methods. So it's a compulsory interview question, guys. So I'm repeating once again, whoever is keeping more than 5 plus, you can say I worked on this one. Why? Because nowadays interview questions, I don't have the access. Okay, I don't have the access and I'm not doing